Greetings. This is Scholar Saunders Seeing What's Current. Handle before we start the show. It's been a minute. It's been 2 days. Haven't seen y'all's beautiful faces, y'all ugly mugs. It's time to get this money. That's all I'm here for. I'm here about the dollar sign, nothing else. And people are complaining, oh, well, you're begging for money. Well, you're begging. I'm not begging for a goddamn thing. I'm working here. This is all work. I do research. I do understanding of what knowledge I need to have. It's all part of the game. It's all part of being in here. So I ask that you donate money. You don't have to. You can be a free rider. You can be a freeloader all you want. Not donate a thing. But I have people that I have dozens of people. Hold on. One moment. I'll be right back. Just had to complete some tasks. Forgive me, pardon me. But I had to make sure I'm on point for you and for myself as well. I am currently in transition mode of moving things around the house. So this is all coming up right now. But I was saying there's a track record of people that have donated to this show over the past few weeks. So I appreciate them. I appreciate you. If you're so inclined to just drop off $10, $15, $100, whatever you can do, I will be appreciative of it, and you will get quality material from me. All right, let's dive in. The top news on the blogosphere, the hip hop sites, the hip hop webzines. Reason, I never heard one or two songs from them that I can remember in name or an album. He could be great, but I never heard of him like that. He apparently has issues, tension, or beef with his label, Top Dog Entertainment, or TDE. And he was, voicing how only one member of TDE, Ray Vaughn, showed up to his album listening party. and that he was a little bit miffed behind that, and it stems partially from a falling out he had with the president of TDE, Moosa. So he has, I guess, every right to be concerned with his own position and what he wants to do with his catalog. So, but it just seems like he's bitter, and it just strikes me as strange. It strikes me as strange because we're in the internet age. We're in the age of do for self. We're in the age of make it yourself. What do you need a label for at this point? Spotify, even lower than that, SoundCloud. Who needs a label that's going to take 90% or 95% of your earnings, take your publishing, take your masters, and you get them back after 20 years? That. So what is the case with Reason? What is Reason's reason? See what I did there? For his griping. Why is he griping? Why is he so, well, he's the shout out. He said, well, shout out to Ray Vaughn for being the only person there. Like he was like almost about to cry almost, it seemed, in the way the article read. It just seemed a very, like he had a sense of entitlement, like TDE was supposed to do all his work. You're the artist. You're the main one. Why aren't artists pre 2019 and 2016? Kanye West, he wasn't begging for Jay-Z. He had a totally different vision for his art. Completely different vision from Jay-Z. There's nothing in Jay-Z's catalog like Diamonds from Sierra Leone. There's nothing like that. He had a completely different vision. He didn't have to, drag his feet and ask with a hat in hand and saying, "Oh, could you please come to my listening party? I need a." No, people came to his listening party from The Rock and other A&Rs and stuff like that because they actually believed in his work. And that was a long time ago. That's going on 20 years ago. But you have so many different stories like this. This is not, nothing. This isn't anything new, especially for hip hop. But it's true for rock, jazz, blues. It's the same thing. It's the artist wanting the support from the label, but they're not willing to allegedly to put in the work for themselves. They're not willing to say that they are capable of showing that they're going to be stars. And not only stars, but to sell. That's what the label wants. They want you to sell. And it's like, I always say it's Common's line, whether it's for the art or for the dough. It's for both. You need dough to get the art, but you can't have art without dough. It's for both. There shouldn't be a conflict there. They should be together. They should be, combined. They shouldn't be at grinning and baring teeth at each other. It's something that is promoted throughout, the music industry, going all the way back to the 20s and 30s. And Reason is just the latest example. He's feeling some type way because TDE didn't give him his quote unquote proper respect. They didn't go to his listening party. His album, Porches, seems to be, I haven't heard it. I was listening to Quavo. Quavo's got some heat. He's got some heat. It was pretty emotionally packed, rocket power. But that's a different story altogether. Reason. I think I heard a few songs from him, and I was like, okay, this is cool. He's not bad. He's not like a terrible rapper or anything. He just, he's not jumping and hot and, popping like most rappers are right now because he's not talking about money, cars, and hoes. I think. I would imagine because he would be getting more play if he were. It's been 50 years since hip hop, and we still have these conundrums. We still have these issues. We still have these problems. 50 years that we can count, almost, because people still have conflicting ideas over the birthday party on August 11th 1973. They say, "Oh no, it was earlier than that. It was in 1968." No. It started later. It was in 1977. You know, a lot of people go back and forth over the dates, but they claim to have it as August 11th, 1973. And in 50 years, we're still having these problems. 50 years, we're still having young men and young women disgruntled at the fact that their label isn't treating them right, quote unquote. That they're not getting enough due. They're not getting enough shine. They're not getting enough backing. And so, like I said, we're in the age of streaming. You got Apple Music, you got Spotify, you got Tidal even. I love Tidal. Tidal is the greatest thing. I think one of the best things ever happened because nobody likes Tidal. Everybody hates Tidal. Nobody ever talks about Tidal. But I use Tidal still. I still am a Tidal subscriber. They're great. It has songs on there that, you know, wouldn't be available to any other streaming platform. But this is the age. This is the era getting it in right now. I don't have a label. I have nobody behind me. The principle of what I'm doing is amazing. I get up on a camera, talk my mind, and get paid. Nobody else is behind me. I don't have a manager. I don't have an A&R or assistant director or a line producer or anything like that. Executive producer. I'm the executive producer. I'm the producer. I'm the writer. I'm the artist. I'm all of that wrapped up in one. So if I can do this, why can't Reason? Reason has people. He has probably millions of people now. If I heard of him, there's got to be millions of other people that have heard of him. And why can't he just make his own label? Why can't they do that? And just have a distributor. That's what Jay-Z did, the big homie, and Dame Dash and Biggs Burke. They had the tool. Jay-Z was denied by so many record labels, they almost gave up and went selling crack. He almost did that. He almost was about to do that. If you're in the live chat, put a 1 up. Let me see who you are. And subscribe to Spirit Smooth Tunes on YouTube. And my Cash App is $Scholar. All right, whoever is in there is only one person in there. It's, according to YouTube. It's probably 17 people in there. I wouldn't even know. But no, it just bothers me that was in 1995, 96. Reasonable Doubt dropped. And that was based on their company, Rockefeller Records. That's what it was based on. The fact that he was denied so many times, he's like, you know what? Let me get back to this hustling. And then, back in his mind, or, Dame or Biggs was either like, nah, you can't do that, man. You got to do this, what you set out to do. What do you get? A hip-hop classic, a hip-hop masterpiece, a monumental work. Reasonable Doubt. And then the story just goes on from there. You already know Jay-Z's story. But Reason's story, it hasn't even popped off. I don't even know how many other albums. Let me check. Let me make sure how many other albums this guy has. If he has so many other albums, let me see how many he has. So his real name is Robert Lee Gill Jr. He goes by the name of Reason. His TDE debut was There You Have It. That was released 6 years ago. He has an idea. Okay, I had to get rid of every fear, anxiety, doubt, and negative mindset to make this project. This was his early project called New Beginnings. Okay, so like I said, Porches came out, and on August 11, 2023, the birthday of hip hop, on digital download and streaming. It wasn't even on CD. He just went to straight digital download and streaming. Why can't he do it by himself? What's stopping him? What's standing in his way? What is preventing him from being the best artist on TDE if he's going to be, or get off of TDE and start his own company? Start his own thing. I'm sure he's made at least $100,000 in the game, at least. And that's a lot of money, in relatively speaking. That's a lot of money. When you have $100,000 in cash, that's a lot of money. Because that's what most millionaires have. Millionaires, 1 and 2, 3 millionaire, 3 million. They got like $100,000, $200,000 in the bank. Their assets are worth $3 million, included with the dollar amount. So, Reason definitely has to, look at his life now. He has to consider what he wants to do with TDE, how he wants to be represented. His last album was in 2020, and this was very. Let me see here. Singles and promotion. Okay, so he had singles and promotion. He had pop shit with Schoolboy Q and a fellow TDE member, Kendrick Lamar, which I think he's not even on TDE anymore. Let me make sure. Is Kendrick Lamar still on TDE? I heard of Kendrick Lamar, no Kendrick Lamar songs. But other than that, never heard of Reason. Yep, it looks like Kendrick Lamar is still on TDE. So Reason has no reason, forgive the pun, to be mad. He can't be mad. This is the age of streaming. And I know that sucks too, because you don't get as much money from streams. A CD was crazy. CDs made people multimillionaires. If you sold 2 million albums, you would probably see at least 1.3 million of that. Of 2 million albums. You would probably see at least 1.3, depending on how, the scale and how much other people have to get paid and, the percentages. It was good. It was gravy. But streaming, sadly, God, it's a hard knock life for streaming. You got to contend with the fact that so many people are just rushing to get the music. They're not worried about, how many streams you get, and they shouldn't be. You should be, as an artist, Reason should be. He should be concerned with how many he gets through, the people that support him. And that's what I wanted to say. Like, he's got to have enough money, enough clout, enough ability to say, y'all don't want to come up to my listening parties? Y'all don't want to come up to my shows? Fine. Let me get out of here. Let me get my boots on, and I'm strapping up, and I'm doing my own thing. That's all he's got to say. That's everything he has to say. It's everything he has to mention in his whole idea of being a label mate to the likes of Kendrick Lamar, one of the biggest artists of all time right now. He is. He dropped, 4 or 5 albums, but he's definitely huge. He's in the stratosphere. He's in a part of the hip-hop ranking system that has already put him, according to Billboard, in the top 10 rappers of all time. Top 5, I think it was. Let me make sure of that. Kendrick Lamar, Bill. Ranking the best rappers. All right, this is not showing it. Hold on. Let me see. He's ranked number 2, behind the big homie, according to Billboard. Do you think they're gonna really care what Reason has to say? And by the way, I have a sponsor. Subscribe to Spirit Smooth Tunes on YouTube. You'll be happy to hear all the tunes that come out into your ear. They are soul, jazz, and R&B, all by the man Spirit and his radio prowess. Thank you very much for his abilities on his channel. Thank you very much. And he would appreciate it very much if you checked out his channel and listened to those tunes. Okay. If there is a problem with the label, you should first check yourself. Check what you have to do. Check what work you have to put in. Check what ideas you have to convey. Check what you have to consent to. What you have to work on. What makes it the most sense for you to do. What you must do. That's key. That is a factor in that. That's a major factor in that. To have you say who you are and what you stand for is what is most important. And Reason may have lost sight of that. He's like, nobody showed up to the party, mumble mouthing it, But there's so much opportunity. This is the internet age. Get your weight up. I'm not a rapper, but if I were, I'd be all over the YouTubes and the threads and waiting for spill, and I've been waiting, I've been on it. Like I am right now with this YouTube stream. And whoever is in the stream right now, please let me know who you are. I see one person in the live chat. I don't see anybody, writing anything. I want to see somebody put a 1 up. Just put a 1 up. Let me see who you are. I appreciate you. But getting back to the lecture at hand, no, it's a quagmire if you ask me. He seems like he wants to get dropped, or he's gonna drop. I don't know if he has enough money to drop himself and put on another label. Angie Cooper, hello, young lady. How are you doing? Hello, Angie. Tell me you told two people and let the third person guess what this show was. Let me know, okay, Angie? Thank you so much, madam. You just listen to the show. If I didn't prompt you, you wouldn't have said nothing, would you? I understand. That's all right. That's all right. That's good. I'm good. I'm glad you're good. That's what's up. Respect the target. Today's target is $80. You don't have to do all 80. Don't worry, Angie. Just do what you can. Just do what you can do. Whatever you can do. You are a supporter. I've had you. I like to listen. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Like I said, you are a supporter. So for your contributions, I appreciate everything that you do, and continue to listen. And like I said, it's all right if you didn't tell two people. The next time you get in a room, say, "Hey, you gotta listen to this guy. He's crazy. He's goofy. He's off the wall. He's actually bipolar. Whatever. Do what you gotta do, and just let them know. Let them know to tune in to my stream. I appreciate you, Angie. Thank you. The wrong way here already. You haven't had an album since 2020. I don't know who's. I don't know if that's a fault, but depending on whatever your issue is, I'm just looking for quality music, quality hits, something with substance, because that's how you get money. You have to do something of substance and of something of value in order to get the money. That's the whole idea. That's the whole That's the whole show. Like, you have to show yourself approved, in a sense. You know, I got 3 people here. All right, so Angie's in here. Who else is in here? Who else? Who's hiding? Put up a 1 if you're in the live chat. I'm not gonna bite you. I I won't bite. I promise. reason. It hurts my heart, even though I hate that expression, because your heart is just a glorified pump. A glorious pump it is. I mean, you need your heart, or something. People don't need your heart. I was reading about this man who has survived without a heart. He's literally alive. I mean, I don't think he's mobile or up and doing things, but he's in a hospital room with no heart, and he's still alive. Can't do the same thing for the brain. That's the kicker. You can't do the same thing for the brain. But speaking of brain, reason, pause. But reason, thought, thinking. He has a great name. He has a great name for for a rapper, and it goes along with logic. Why don't they have a some kind of label together called thought process or something? Reason and logic. That'd be dope. If they could get together and have some kind of collaboration, a whole set of albums, kind of like Run the Jewels, something like that. And they could just come together with the idea of who they are and what they want to be. The reason he has to have proper idea of what this business is. It's not the show business. It's not the show. Nobody cares about the show. Everybody loves the show. Everybody likes the show, but nobody cares about it. You care about what you can do and how you present yourself and how you navigate through the show. Because the first part of it is business. It's the business of show. Without business, there is no show. You need executives, producers. You need, people that are above, the gatekeepers in the entertainment field. You need these people to govern how shows are put on. Movies, TV, plays, albums, CD, records. I don't know what to call them. Streams. You need these people to do that. And you never hear that from anyone. That did you hear about the CEO that quit? Well, went on strike. He didn't quit. He just went on strike. Did you hear about that CEO? She went on strike. There's a novel. I'm not gonna. I should say. I'll say it. Atlas Shrugged. It's about just that idea. Disappearing CEOs for some reason. I have no clue, but I have a clue. But I'm not going to tell you. I want you to read that book, Atlas Shrugged by Ayn Rand. So, I just would love to see that. Executives walking out with picket signs and we're on strike. Without you, you don't even eat. You don't even breathe. Without us, you don't have a future. You have nothing. We're the executive. We're the producers. We're the people that create the most. And I say producers because producers has multiple terms. Producer in the entertainment field for music is usually someone that makes the instrumentals or the beats. That's a producer. And a producer in the movie or Hollywood is someone who gathers all the materials, gathers all the talent, is essentially a gatherer. They put together everything that needs to be in place for the project to happen. But what I'm saying is producers in the sense of being creators, makers, builders. That's what I'm saying with producers. So reason, if you want to be a producer and a creator, let it be known that you have to understand the machinations and the ideas behind a label and how to properly perform within that role. All right. Half an hour is gone, half an hour to go. I had a few things I had to work out on. I had to make sure of, but now I'm fine. Now, I have a treat for you. Ruler of the Kingdom of the Air is on audio by my friend Ralph Anthony Garcia. I'm gonna put that link in. I put my writer's link in, but I want to see you read. Make sure you're on point with this. I'm gonna make sure. Okay, so I'm gonna do this right now. If it will let me, because it looks like it's not letting me. Let me make sure. Oh my god. It's not letting me right now, but I'm gonna still fight with it. It's gotta be on here somewhere. It's not letting me. But I can tell you about it. And just read, go to YouTube, go to Ralph Anthony Garcia, type that into the bar, and look for my story. He does an excellent job. He has sound. He uses voice modulation, so it sounds like he has a female voice. He has or a deeper man's voice, and it's just a great work. It's just I'm very proud of it. I'm very happy with him, and glad that he was able to take the time to do it. It cost a little bit on my end, but it was worth it because he does great work, and he should be compensated for such. But the story is still the same. It just is in audible form. It gives a sense of what is true and what is possible within the realm of storytelling. It gives a sense of what is possible within the idea of taking this germ of idea and making it grow and to bloom and blossom. I've been able to focus on it for over, I don't know, 34 years, 33 years, something like that. And I'm 35, by the way. So I've been considering this story for at least 33 years, and I was intently, focused on it for 16 years, from 3 years old to 19 years old, when I was in the church, the Baptist church to be exact. And it was a wild ride from 3 years to 3 years old to 19 years old. That 16-year time frame, I was instructed, the prime word, saying that I have to be a good Christian. And to be a good Christian, you got to believe in God. And to believe in God, you got to do certain tasks. You got to pray. You got to fast. You got to think. You got to go do all these things in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ, our Redeemer. Until the day I said, no more. I shrugged. Took that off of me. Said, nope, I'm an atheist. I'm a non-believer in the theory of God. A proud non-believer. And anyone who has belief in the system of God, hey, I respect you. Maybe you're going to transition out of it. I'm a trans atheist. I'm a trans atheist. I transitioned from a believer to an atheist. So I'm a trans. Am I included in the LGBTQ community? Or is it just your sexual orientation? It's not your mind. What is it? And what is the psychology of that? What is psychology of going from being in an institution such as Christianity and it's saying, I'm not a Christian anymore? I mean, for me, in my life, it took a toll. I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder in 2008. And it took a toll because I didn't know what was happening in my head. There were things that I would wake up with my hands would be covered with sweat when I woke up in the middle of the night. I looked into the mirror one time and I didn't even recognize myself on it hardly. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know what was happening. I was like, what the hell is this? And this is after, saying that I am an atheist. This is what happened. This is the process for me, for moi, saying that I had, to do something that is so crucial, so important to my life. If you're in the live chat, put up a 1 so I know who I'm talking to. If it's Angie, you don't have to put a number 1 up. I already know you're in here, but it just says 1 viewer. So that was a major part of my being. That was a major part of my life. That was a major part of it. And this story is, technically it's autobiographical, but I like to say it's a roman à clef. That's just a fancy expression for saying novel or story with a key. It has something that's interesting. What it really means and breaks down to is that you have fictional characters that represent actual historical or real life characters. That's exactly what it means. There's nothing more to it. But that's what I like to do for this, this challenge. It's the Great American Novel Challenge. And if I get enough people to watch, view and read these, words, I have a better chance because popularity is king. You can't ignore the most popular unless you're the Grammy Awards and you see that DMX, the late great DMX, had 2 back-to-back number 1 albums in a year, 98 and 99. In 2 years, I guess, 98 and 99. And they still didn't have, they didn't even recognize him. And that's the reason why I think Jay-Z boycotted the Grammys that year. Or I think 99, either 98 or 99. I think it was 99, 98 he won for Annie, for It's a Hard Knock Life. But when it came to 99, I think he banned them. He banned the Grammys. So, but in this case, in my case, I'm not going to be looked over. If I had 500,000 views or 500,000 reads, that would be a substantial, just gold in the terms of music industry. That's just gold. That's all that is. That's gold. It's going gold. Otherwise, not even a thing. Not even close to it. So, if I had 1 million reads, that would just be mind blowing because they take into account, if you have 1 million, you get $6,000. Now that seems pretty cheap. That seems pretty poor. It's not the best metrics. It's a little better than YouTube. A little bit better than YouTube, but it's not by much. In terms of YouTube, it could be a little bit less. I think actually YouTube has stepped up their game and, brought up what would mean that they had better ideas. They had better thoughts on the view count. But I digress. This story is still, sounds great. Sounds great in the mouth of Ralph Anthony Garcia. He did a hell of a job, wonderful job. I'm proud of it, like I said. And I hope it, continues. I hope people pick it up and say, okay, what is the story about? What is the story? Where's the idea behind it? What are the thoughts behind it? How did he come up with this story? Because I still have only 2 comments. So they take that into account too. Comments, likes, reads, all these things are considered. I didn't think they didn't matter, but they do. The algorithms. The algorithm is like Big Elvis the Chef once said, is God. The new God is algorithm. So that's what I'm taking it as. I'm taking that as a chance to be aware of what it means to be a creator. And again, nobody was in my ear about vocal. Nobody I knew. I don't have friends like that. All my friends are dead. I'm talking about money. From George to Ben, all my friends are dead. I don't have friends. If I get friends, it's cool. We hang out. But it's not even about hanging out. Real friends are the ones that tell you what the worst drugs are, what alleys not to go down, what stores not to go to, what it's a lot of negation, but it's also positive because you're trying to preserve your life. That's what a friend is doing. A friend is to preserve your life and well-being. That's a true friend. That's the mark of a true friend, to preserve your well-being and continue. Not go on dates and going to the movies and hanging out and going to the clubs, drinking. That's an associate. That's an acquaintance. I mean, you can have friends that you can do that with, but the idea of a real friend is someone that can, show you some of the worst parts of reality and introduce you to the better parts. That's key. That's possible in life. That's what makes it so interesting. That's what makes life so enriching. And that's what you will find in Ruler of the Kingdom of the Air. You will find that it is of paramount idealism that you have to continue with the idea of being a person and what you are. Like I said, this is about identity. It's about a quest. It's about understanding. That's all these things wrapped up in one idea. In just over 3,300 words. Maybe even more, I think now. But definitely, past the 3,000 mark, but it just breezes right by. You don't think, oh, I got to trudge through this. I got to sit down and try to figure out what he's talking about and all that stuff. No, nothing like that. It's not even close. It's a special understanding of who you are and what you're about to do, what you want to do in life, what it means to be a human being. And like I said, I stuffed it with stuff that I like to see in a story, in a book that I have not found yet. Delaware, black people that got some sense about themselves, or that's not. It's more common nowadays, and that hasn't been the case and always. That's just because of the history of racism. But I wanted to convey that, and without the white gaze, there's no white people in this entire book, on the story. Excuse me, it's not a book; it's a story. It's a short story. Not okay. There are white people. Let me take that back. The people at the beginning are white, but the majority of the cast are all black people. And I wanted to do that on purpose. I wanted to show a man of color who's he, even when bewildered, is still in control. Even when he's confused about something, he still has a sensibility about him that says that he can still take control. And that's what I hope you get with this audio. I can't post it in the daggone chat room just yet. Let me try one more time. This is a problem. Let me try one more time. Let me see. There it goes. Okay. So we have Ralph Reed's Ruler of the Kingdom of the Air. You got that? Now you can listen to it all you want. I had the music there for a second. But no, now you can read it and listen to it. At the same time, you can read the story on both media and you can listen to it on YouTube. You can do both. You can multitask if you can, if you dare. I suggest it. I love doing it. I love looking at the text and listening to the words and how they're supposed to be the sound. Because if it's a good reader like Ralph, excellent reader like Ralph, then you get to understand the ideas and the thoughts behind the characters and the style and the theme and the plot. You'll get to understand all of that. Everything will have to, come to a conclusion all on themselves. You have to piece together the puzzle within your mind and understand what you're saying. So I'm very proud of it. I'm ecstatic. I'm happy. I'm jumping off the walls. I'm geeked up. No, I'm not. I didn't take any lines or anything. Don't worry. But I just am just so happy with the way things have turned out. I'm waiting for it, the final results. Seeing what they come in on, I think late September, something like that, something crazy. Almost, 2 months from now. But it's gonna be something special. It's gonna be something that's gonna be really informative of what people are going to expect from me. It's going to be a benchmark in my career, definitely. I'm still pining. I'm still hoping. I'm still wanting. I'm grasping. And you know what you're wanting. Tell me what movie that comes from. You're wanting. I'll tell you right now. Glenn Ross. Alec Baldwin's character Blake to Jack Lemmon's character Levine the Machine. Shelley Levine the Machine. Shelley the Machine Levine, I guess is the best way to put it. Great movie. Excellent movie. Great job with that. But back to my stuff. I'm talking about my movie. My script that needs to be written to have this broadcast into a television film or streamed or put in the movie theaters. It's funny. It's funny how we have so many people and they really don't recognize the work that is put into these stories. And I can accept it. That's just the way of the world. But I put everything into them. All of it. I just saw a funny meme, a cartoon, something like that, a comic strip had runners. It was running. It was like, I'll give you a paraphrase, but it was like race for the arts or something. Like race for artists, and the finish line. I was like, oh, not quite there, and a few paces left. Finish line, not quite, not there yet, not quite. And then another finish line. I still have to do some more work. Like, that's what I'm in. I'm listening to the audio. And I'm thinking to myself, what? Like, I didn't say that right. I didn't have that position correctly. So I had to go back, edit, restore, put it back, edit, restore, put it back. They give you that option once you're a premium member, by the way. You're a premium member, you have a quick edit. If you don't, you're SOL. It's stuck. Unless you probably have to, contact somebody Monday through Friday, 8 to 6 Eastern Standard Time. Wait until you get a response. To get a response, then that's why it's called quick edit, because this is a long, drawn out story. Considering how much you would just like to change it, put a comma in there, and that's it. But this audio is so superb And I'm not just saying that to gas him up, or I'm not saying it because this is what I had to do or I paid it for it and now I got to say it's right. No, this is excellent and quality work. It's quality work. I recommend you see it. I recommend you talk about it. I recommend you say whatever you can about it, because this is part of the whole idea of doing for self. I'm doing for self. This is small. This is small. I have to admit, it is small. I'm not doing millions and billions of dollars. I'm not hardly doing even thousands and hundreds. But I'm at the point where I'm getting my weight up, as they say. I'm getting to a point where I am able to be comfortable with what I am doing. I'm able to not sacrifice. Sacrifice is evil. Sacrifice is vicious. And I'll get into that in another another YouTube video. But I'll just say, it's not a sacrifice because I value something more than a non-value or a lesser value. That's the true meaning of valuing. And sacrifice is when you give up a greater value for a lesser value or a non-value. That's the case. That's what is so important to so many people, that we have in our grasp the idea that we're supposed to be somebody that we're not. Sad to say, you got to be more than who you are at times. You have to go that extra. You have to go even more. More. That's what it means. And it's weird because I'm doing my own guerrilla marketing. Facebook, Twitter, X. Excuse me. No Twitter anymore. Facebook, X, Threads, and others. YouTube. So many more. And I have the same idealism, the same issue as when I had years before. I started in 2017. Won 3 awards, almost 2 top awards. I have a bronze and 2 silvers. I want the gold. And this is my moment for me to get the gold. I was thinking about them saying about a great American novel. I don't know if it was about, what would be your great American novel? Are you writing the first chapter or writing about a great American novel that you have read and you want to discuss that? I don't know how they're going to phrase it, but they made it so that I could be a fiction writer, as I am, and discuss, the writings, the ideals. That's what intrigued me. I could write my own chapter, which would be a short story, and have it be listed among the other stories and to be considered. I don't know how they do it. I don't know what they do. I don't know when they sit down and say, okay, look, we're going to read this and evaluate it, and now it's done. I don't know when you first publish it. I don't know if a week ago, 2 days ago. I don't know. I have no clue. I don't know how they do it, but they do it. Some secret society stuff that goes on, and some Freemasonry and some the lodge. What do they call it? I can't even think what what I'm talking about. Freemasons and stuff like that. People I think that there's some kind of Illuminati. That's it. The Illuminati. You can think of vocal as the opposite of the Illuminati. They are the ones that are quote unquote vocal. They're allowed. They're talking. They're letting people know who they are, but nobody knows who they are yet. That's the irony. That's the conundrum. Vocal is all over the place. They have like 30 or 40 writing, communities. I don't know, 40, maybe 20 or 30, 20 or 30 writing communities. And they all are focused on you getting paid. That's what it is. They made that announcement. Artists should be getting paid for their work. Now, it's not substantial, as I've said before. It's not great. Whoever you are in the live chat, speak up, put a 1 up. Let me know who you're there. I don't know if it's still Angie Cooper. She might have dropped out. I appreciate her. Okay. Now you're going. All right, bye. But no, it's amazing how, and I'm sure I can almost write this down. There are thousands, if not millions, of other sites that I would love to contribute to, but all you hear, the other two I always hear, are Medium and Substack, and I'm not interested in either one of them, to be honest. I'm not. Doesn't make me feel anyway. Vocal seems sexy, She said, I'll give you 6 cents for every 1,000 views you get, and there's challenges that give you hundreds or thousands of dollars. And I'm like, all right, what's up, girl? How you doing? It's like courting a female. It's beautiful. It's a wonderful thing. Vocal's a lady. Vocal's not a bitch. She's not. She's a very nice lady. She gets on my nerves sometimes. I get, frustrated, thinking how many reads I'm not getting and how many, people aren't posting and sharing my works. And the irony is that, like, those top place stories, I don't even know how many views they got. I can only guess. The closest one I got was like the second place one, which was $500. It only has like 12 views or something crazy. Like, and you have to look for, in the scroll bar and scrolling, you have to look at each story. Like, I can't just go on a search and say vessel control. That was the $500 winner. And I have to look at that and say, oh, it was only 12. It was 12 views. I can't even do that. You have to go through a whole process of finding how many views you have. But I digress. I have a great audio from Mr. Ralph Anthony Garcia of Turn, the United Ronin Networks. If you've not subscribed to his channel, make sure you do subscribe. Make sure you understand that his work is superior, superb, wonderful. He does a lot of reading for other, artists and major works, other, major authors. Sister Soldier for one of them, and amongst a whole host of others. But I appreciate everything that he has done. I appreciate the fact that he has brought on, the idea of my work to his realm, and the people that guard his realm are going to understand what I do. That's amazing to me. That warms my heart. So, I already have. It's been 3 hours. I already have 46 views for it. 46 views, and that's 3 hours ago. So I am definitely ecstatic about Ralph's engagement with my work. He took it seriously. We have some, I think he's a believer. So, he bleeps out a few things that I say in the story. I respect that. That's what you got to do. Hey, it comes to the territory. That's just like with TV shows. You block out some of the words or some of the images. You edit it for time. It comes to territory. It's worth it. I get it's like you get greater value rather than a lesser value. The greater value was get my story published and getting it into the eyes and ears of viewers and listeners and readers and listeners, or not have that done at all. Now, what would you take? The sacrifice or the achievement? I pick the achievement every time. Sacrifice to me is completely detrimental to mental health. And that's what I think about belief. I don't think it's stupid. I don't think people who believe in God or Jesus or Allah or Moses or any other of the deities or ghosts or spirits or mystics, in mysticism, I don't think they're stupid. I don't think they're ridiculous. I don't think they're awful. I think they're searching for the wrong thing. They're definitely searching, and everybody I think is searching. I was searching. I had to find Ayn Rand, and I found her, and I'm glad that I found her. But some people have to rely on the fact that, all right, see one person in the live chat. I got I'll go for another 10 minutes because it took me some time to go get something. So I'll go for another 10 minutes. But let me know if you're in the live chat, if you're the person that just stepped in, apparently, because YouTube is goofy. Goofy, you're cool, YouTube, but you're goofy. It's all right. But put a 1 up in the live chat, whoever just came in. And you're gonna go out. I know it's gonna be 0 again. Watch. It's gonna be 0. But that's fine. With the story itself, like I said, it's about identity, it's about searching, it's about a quest. Gil Prince. Salute. Respect. Target. Salute. Respect the target. $80. You don't have to come up off all of that. But if you contribute just, $10, $20, I'll be happy. I'll be a happy camper. As my aunt used to say. Gil Prince. My Cash App. Here's my Cash App. That's my Cash App. Skylar Saunders, $ Skylar Saunders 1. Letting you know right now. Off top. This is about money, buddy. It's all about that Skrilla, that dollars, the ducats, the clams, the bananas, all of that. I'm putting in work right now. I put on a tie, put on the hat, collar shirt, clean white tee, or not white tee, but white shirt. I got a severe case of fun slow. Well, I don't know, Gil Prince. I don't know if we can communicate with each other. I don't understand people with short money. I got a disconnect. I got a disconnect there, Gil. We might not be able to continue this operation together. We might have to go our separate ways, respectfully. I mean, if you don't got $10 or $20, come on, let's pull it together. But I appreciate you. Thank you anyway. Yeah, this audio is just great. It's great. Well produced, super produced. Sounds wonderful. I thought he was going to have sound effects, but that's okay. He didn't need sound effects. I thought he was going to have music, throughout the broadcast. Courtney, everybody's pockets low. Courtney in the building. Respect, girl. That's right. Courtney's in the building. She is a sponsor. She is a supporter. She has given me funds in the past. I salute her. Thank you for that. I definitely support her for supporting me. So I support you, Courtney. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for all that you've done and what you continue to do. I'm sure you'll have a period when you sell your house and everything is back together. Yeah, that's what I said. In the future, in the present, in the well, I don't know about the present. I'm noticing the cash apps. I don't know about the present. Okay, there we go. Okay, there we go. I see you, girl. I see it. Cash app just rang in. Bam. She's okay. You're shy, but you're sure about what you're saying. That's what the other one means. The tear and the. Oh man, that's funny. That is funny. And now there's 3 people in here, including Courtney. I guess also Gil Prince. Did you get notifications? Did your phone ring? Did it say Skylar Saunders is not alive? No, I'm sure it didn't say that, but did it buzz? Did it vibrate? I appreciate it. I might go for another 10 minutes now because I cut the show kind of in half or a quarter and a half of it. But this audio is just so great. It is so wonderful. I have to tip my hat to Mr. Ralph Anthony Garcia and the oh my god, every time the United Ronin Network, the United Ronin Networks, every time it trips me up. You know what, Courtney? I don't send out the notifications. That's what I'm asking you if you get them. Because when I hit the go live button, I think it's sending a message to all my subscribers. But that's what I'm asking about. Did you get a notification? How did you know that I was live? How did you know? How did you figure that out? Please tell me. And how's the house coming along? I know you're in the middle of selling the house. You're a homeowner. I feel like Mr. Troy Star Terrain. He's got homeowners on his subscriber list. He has like 237,000 subscribers last time I checked. He's in a yacht. I'm in a dinghy. Just to be frank, that's not even like, of course it's not hate. I'm not hating on let me throw stones at him. No. I'm just telling the facts. That's just what it is. I'm not up to his level yet. I'm not on his point. I'm not up to his level. I'm not up to his level. Okay, she said, no, I just logged onto YouTube out of boredom. Oh, man, I just can't offer. So hopefully in escrow. Oh, if it's in escrow, you're in good company. That means it's closer to being sold. In escrow. That's good. May I ask, are you a realtor or in what sector do you work? Do you work in business, finance? What kind of work do you do, Courtney? May I ask? You don't have to tell me, but I'd like to know. Just curiosity. So, okay. Courtney says, I do have a RE, okay, a real estate license, but I do a little of everything. Okay. And then she has a laughing voice. I'm not going to say all that you do. I'm not going to ask all that you do. Girl. Woo, child. Salute to Troy Star Terrain. Whenever I do something that he does, I have to give him credit because people say, "Oh, he just wants to be like Star. Oh, he's trying to be Star. He's trying to be like him." No, I'm my own person. I'm Skylar Easton Saunders. I'm my own man. He's his own man. We don't have to, have some kind of thought of being like each other or whatever, or I like him or something like them. I respect the man and his grind. He's the one that introduced me to Ayn Rand. He brought me to the dance. He brought me to objectivism. If it weren't for Troy Star Terrain, I'd be lost and confused and bewildered, just completely out of it. I respect that man. So I'm gonna go for a little bit longer. This is one of my longer shows because I took off a little bit from earlier in the show. And Courtney, I think, is still she just got bored of me and signed out. You know, that's fine. It's a struggle. It's a grind. It's a hustle. That's all it is. I'm getting paid though. That's the beauty. You like the Cowboy? Are you a Cowboys fan, Courtney W, or you just like the color of the room? Okay, you're still here. See, that's again, YouTube. YouTube showed me a 0. I'm telling you, I'm not making this up. It showed 0 viewers. So that's YouTube trying to get the algorithm together. All right, but are you a Cowboys fan or just like the colors? I like the colors as well. I'm not a fan of any team, but I like the blue and white and silver motif. So I was just wondering if you're still if you are a fan or not. Oh, I was looking at the usual. Yeah. No. This is all organic. This wasn't even really. It was a suggestion by my dad. He's like, "Why don't you just use the Cowboys room?" I was like, "All right, I'll use the Cowboys room." And it has better lighting. I have lights on both sides. That different lights. Of course, one is more yellowish. The other one's whitish, as you can tell. But at least it's lit from both sides rather than back, where I would have a visible shadow. That's funny. No blue wall. Yeah, that's funny. I don't think I'll ever go back to the blue wall. Because the light was behind the computer, behind my MacBook, and there was a definite shadow right behind me. It was just like leering there. It was just, about to swallow me whole. So, Courtney, thank you very much. I appreciate today's donation. I don't know if you want me to mention how much you did, but I do have to mention it. Oh, seriously, yeah, you gotta, yeah. Hope everything goes well with that. Hope you get sandbags and T-shirts and stuff like that, and everything goes well. I know that's gonna be something serious. Today's. You have a good day though, and be safe and be careful out there. I don't do prayers, but continue with your own life. If you have to do prayers for your own comfort, do what you got to do. But I wouldn't recommend it. But do what you must in your own faith. And be safe out there. Be safe. Salute to you, Courtney. Yeah, I'll go a little bit longer. I'll go about 3 or 4 more minutes. This is probably gonna be one of my longest casts. Broadcast. I'm a happy camper. I got a little bit of change from somebody I truly admire as a professional. And see, look, YouTube back to 0, but I bet there's one person in there. So whoever you are, say hi. If it's still Courtney, bye. But Ralph Reeds, the United Ronin Networks. Woo! Did it. Woo! Applaud me. That was what I miss. See, I'm an old head. I'd be like, oh, remember them days? But I'm glad what Mr. Troy Star Terrain is doing now. But when he had those days on the radio, when he had the producer, Miguel Candelaria, the six-figure Puerto Rican, as he called him, He say, applaud me. Applaud me. Applaud my greatness. Like, I love that. That was so great. That was so wonderful. He said that, and then oh, your mic's turned off. He kind of does that now with people like on the phone. They put them on hold. He just puts them on hold, and you're on hold. Skylar Saunders, you're a sponsor, but you're on hold. Like, it's great. I just love the little ticks, little nuances that go on with that show. But this is my show, and it's about ruler of the kingdom of the air. If you haven't read it, read it. If you haven't heard it, hear it. I'm serious about my Skrilla. And not just my Skrilla. I just want to place number 1. I got a bronze and I got 2 silvers. I want at least 1 gold medal. 1 gold medal. At least 1. Just to say I did it. It doesn't matter anyway. I was looking at Harlan Ellison. That's where I get a lot of my ideas from. Looking at Harlan Ellison's that he regarded people and how many awards they got. He was one of the most decorated authors of all time. Nebula Awards and Saturn Awards, I think he has, and all kinds of science fiction, even though he claimed to not be a science fiction author. He was a fantasist, if I can say that right. Fantasist. Pardon my dumbass. He was a fantasist, and he lived for accolades. You know how many awards he was given and everything like that. And now he's dead, so it didn't make a big. You get awards. Awards are for life. I actually like awards. Awards are good. I mean, controversial. Like Nobel Prizes are controversial. If you can give a Nobel to Yasser Arafat, one of the worst people ever to walk the earth, and give one to Barack Obama before he even did anything, before he ruined, the presidency, became the first anti-American president in all of American history. Before all that, he won the I don't want to say won. They like to say earned, because you don't win the Nobel Prize, you earn it, or you become a laureate. So it's up to, everyone else to say how people are more inclined to do what they want. And it doesn't matter how many awards you get. I say it slyly. I say it like I'm serious, but I'm sly at the same time, because it's like, it doesn't matter how much awards you get. You're gonna die one day. The awards are for life. That's what I think Mr. Shakespeare got wrong. Bill Shakespeare said, life is but a walking shadow. A poor player who struts and frets his hour upon the stage and is heard no. Death is the walking shadow. He got that all mixed up. So I think we had a good run. I made some money today. Something that she probably didn't have to give, but she did give. I don't think that is a sacrifice. I think she saw my career as more important. No, but seriously, I do appreciate her, and she has to contend with Hurricane Hillary. I think Hurricane Hillary has already come up with Trump, because she's this sitting back, eating cornballs, laughing her ass off. Laughing at Trump and his mess. She didn't get indicted for those emails. She should have, I think. She should have been indicted for all the different things. I bet she has classified materials in her house with Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton probably has some. All of them probably have them. Carter, George W. Bush. They probably all got stacks of paper. But hey, I did not hit my target today, but I did get money. Thank you very much for watching. All the rebroadcasters, share. Let people know about this broadcast. And I will see you either tomorrow or Monday morning. Or not Monday morning, evening. Thank you very much. Take care.